WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, everyone. A Wcbi County man is found guilty of manslaughter late this afternoon.
The jury deliberated about 2 hours before returning the verdict to Johnny Bullitt Slaughter just before 5. He stabbed Dennis Gavin to death. This was 3 years ago. The two men apparently got into an argument at the Talk of the Town club back in November of 2015. Slaughter was injured in the fight. He will be sentenced Friday morning. Slaughter is in the custody now of the Wcbi County Sheriff's Department.
A former EMCC in Calhoun City football player is in the Calhoun County Jail. 21-year-old Brighton Sykes is charged with sexual battery. Derma police declined to release any information about the ongoing investigation. At this time, Sykes was regarded as one of the best running backs in the state back in 2016.
When there is an emergency, timing is everything. That's why 911 centers are always working and trying to make response time as fast as they can. The
Webster County Emergency 911 Center is doing just that by rolling out its newest emergency system. Our Jory Talley joins us live in the studio with this story. Jory?
The new emergency system is the most upgraded version in the state. Its advanced mapping program can pinpoint a caller's exact location, making for faster response times for emergency crews and law enforcement.
The program that we have that we're installing now has the most updated version of any system in Mississippi right now. There's a lot of mapping programs in Mississippi. But here in Webster County, the new updated version we have is the best that you can get in Mississippi.
And here's what it looks like. The Geocom mapping program has been up and running in Webster County for 10 to 12 years. Recently, it was time to update, and 911 Director Jimmy McLemore says the county decided to go with the mapping company's newest version.
Before this one, we would get basic information from your call, your telephone number, close location of where you are. This one, we will get exact location of where you are, basically within 4 or 5 feet of where your phone is.
Since the system provides more information from 911 callers, it means better response time in emergencies.
The 911 call taker takes the call, the information comes into the phone, that information is transmitted into the map. The call then zooms and pans to the location of the call. A little icon pops up, it flashes, and they get caller information. Based on the information that we're provided from someone like Toby.
Toby Sanford works for Golden Triangle Planning and Development District. He does the addressing for Webster County and keeps its map data up to date through Geographical Information Systems data. GIS and Geocom work hand in hand for faster response times.
It takes real world locations and puts them into a computerized map, kind of like Google Maps, except it's your own map. You own all the data, and if you're looking for a certain address, every address is trackable, findable, and I know the spatiality between it and anything else.
The first step of the 2-year process includes mapping every structure in the county, and there are nearly 7,000 in Webster.
You get in a car, you drive to everything that's out there, you log it. We do take a digital photo of it, so in case you dial 911, a photo of your structure comes up, and where that comes in handy is if there's a lot of houses together, the dispatcher can tell the first responders that it is the blue single-wide trailer and not the green one.
Training for the new system has been taking place at the Emergency Center for the last 2 days. Dispatchers and administrators have been learning all of the system's advanced features and services.
All right, thanks a lot, Jory. Now we turn things over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson. He joins us with a sunny first look at our forecast. Keith?
Yeah, Joey, look at all this sunshine here, live view in downtown Columbus. Our Alpha Insurance camera temperatures right now as of 6:04. Well, we are in the upper 60s, still at the Air Force Base, 70 degrees. Not too bad here, wall-to-wall sunshine essentially across our region tonight. This evening, we're looking at some 50s by mid to late evening, lows tonight down into the mid to low 40s, back up into the mid 70s tomorrow, still mostly sunny. I'm back with you full forecast in just a few minutes.
The Tennessee-Tom Bigby waterway south of Aberdeen has been shut down for around a month. Sandbars made it impossible for barges to get through.
Our Riley Livingston was in Aberdeen today to find out what it's going to take to open the channel and get business flowing again.
It's literally costing business and industry millions of dollars to work around this.
It's been over a month since heavy rains led to floods in much of the state. While the waters may have receded, they left behind another problem: sandbars. Work is underway to get traffic moving on the Tenn-Tom waterway again, but it is taking time.
Emergency channels have been opened on just about all of the waterway. However, below the Aberdeen lock, there is a bar across the channel and it's impassable. So we're not completely open, and there is a dredge coming to that site to clear an emergency channel, but it's not there yet.
The longer parts of the waterway stay closed, the greater the impact on industry. Many companies rely on barges to bring in raw material and ship out finished product.
It's really critical because it's causing our industries to have to expedite resources, pay more for different modes of logistics, whether it's trucking or rail. A lot of our industries, specifically too, utilize multiple modes of those transportation, with barge being primary. And so the sooner that that is taken care of, the better for that industrial base here in Monroe County.
An emergency channel in Aberdeen should be open by the beginning of May, but that channel is just a stopgap. It's going to take more time and money to get things back up to speed.
The emergency channel is just so they can get barges and boats through. It's kind of like going from a 2-lane road to a 1-lane road in certain places. To get the waterway back to its authorized width and depth is going to take months, and it'll take supplemental funding from the United States Congress to do that.
And that was our Riley Livingston reporting. Now the dredge being brought in to remove the sandbar should be in Aberdeen by Friday. Mitch says they are working with lawmakers to find additional funding.
An alarming number of students leaving the Columbus Municipal School District has school and other area leaders on edge.
Our Scott Martin joins us live with what school leaders say is behind this drop in students. Scott?
It's been just over a month since the tornado hit, and within a month's time span, Dr. Cherie Labat says that 33 students have left the district. She says what's even more concerning about those numbers is that at least 20 of those have left the state. But Dr. Labat doesn't believe that every move is due to the tornado, but it does play a role. The Monday after the tornado, Dr. Labat says that 400 students were absent. Now, she says if 25% of that number of students were to leave, that would leave a huge financial hole in the school's budget. Still, though, a loss of 33 student bodies is a number that causes concern.
We're funded based on student population, and so looking at those numbers, it doesn't seem significant, but if the trend continues, it's only been a month out. It's important to show how we have to collaborate as a community to make sure that we're meeting all the needs of the people that have been impacted, because there's indirect and direct impact of the tornado.
Dr. Labat will, of course, continue to watch enrollment numbers. She says that the hope is that this is not a trend and that it does not continue to go down. She also wants to point out that all the efforts from the Emergency Management Agency as well as other nonprofits here locally have helped out so many and will continue to do so. They're going to make sure that students' needs are being met. And, of course, we're all hoping some federal funding does come to our area. For now, reporting live in Columbus, Scott Martin, WCBI News.
Well, if you're going to take an algebra class, you might as well be with a teacher who keeps it interesting. Our educator of the week is Cheryl Doss Harris. She does that every day in her class. Doss Harris teaches Algebra 1 at West Point High School. She's not afraid to get real with her class. She even drops some slang in her lessons to keep them lively.
Showing them how to rock out, do what you do, take chances, make mistakes, and get messy. I'm a resident of West Point. I attended school here, I graduated from school here, and they get to see me just being me.
And if you have a favorite teacher, a real cool teacher like her, who also rocks out, you can go to our website, nominate them, WCBI.com.
I was terrible at algebra. Terrible. An area landmark is opening up to a wider audience this year.
When we come back, we find out how the Columbus pilgrimage is branching out into Clay County.
WCBI's Educator of the Week is brought to you by Food Giant, where your neighbors are the owners.
Welcome back, everyone. Columbus's spring pilgrimage starts tomorrow, and the home tours draw visitors from all across the country.
This year's pilgrimage branches out of town a little bit to include a home that hasn't been featured for several years. Our Stephanie Poole drops in. She joins us now live in the studio with more. Stephanie.
Waverly Mansion in Clay County plays host to visitors year-round this year. It's back on Columbus pilgrimage, and guests can expect to see a few changes coming to this historic home. Tour guide Jimmy Denning says each year more than 300 people visit the Waverly Mansion.
It's been spending the last few weeks lemon oiling all the furniture inside and wiping some of the mildew from the walls. It takes a little bit. Usually a month I start in advance.
Charlie and Dana Stevenson are now the new owners. The couple purchased the home 3 months ago. The Stevensons are planning to restore parts of the historic home. Denning has worked at Waverly for 13 years.
If I go into old closets, I see some of the back parts, and it's neat looking at the construction of the house. And recently, of course, architects have been coming through here and inspecting the house, and they point out new things about the architecture that I didn't see before.
Denning says he's excited about the planned renovations.
It's going to be fascinating watching him restore the house. It has some issues, and it does need to be fully restored. It's going to look beautiful.
The new buyers are planning to restore the roof and update the kitchen. Since 1852, Waverly has changed owners only 4 times.
Fascinating hearing the stories of how the Youngs built it, how the Snows came in and restored it, and now a new page is being turned. The Stevensons are coming in to fully restore it back to her historic glory.
You can find Waverly Mansion on the Orange Tour. Tours for Waverly Mansion are Tuesday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. There are no tours on Monday.
Lots of sun here. Vernon, Durham's Pharmacy, there's the setting sun. Tonight down into the mid to low 40s. Not quite as cold. Last night we actually got down to the low 30s in some spots. Your full forecast is next.
WCBI First Alert AccuWeather Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Pretty nice. Look at this live view in Columbus, Tupelo, Vernon, Louisville, Mississippi. Gorgeous sunshine, some wispy cirrus clouds. What do you do on a nice sunny day? Well, you go out and get some sun. This is Banjo sunning. Earlier today, my dog Aurora Lily out there as well on the patio before I came into the station. Lots of sunshine across our region. No rain, obviously. Let's zoom on into Columbus. Meteorologist Jacob Dickey out this morning to Coleman Head Start in Columbus. And look at all these great kids talking about weather. He was out there talking about clouds, hail, rainbows. They were drawing a little bit of the sky and also talking tornado safety. So we'd love to go out to talk to the students. That was earlier today. Tonight down into the mid to low 40s. So cool, not as cold as where we have been the last 2 nights. Thursday, here you go, 43 at 7 o'clock, 67 at noon, 74, 4 o'clock, 67, mostly sunny in the evening. And don't forget the kickoff party for that pilgrimage in Columbus is tomorrow evening downtown. It's looking great across the region during the afternoon, widespread mid-70s around here. And this warmth currently goes all the way to Omaha, 75 degrees out there. We're mostly sunny. There is some energy back to the northwest that's coming our way. So pretty quiet overall for the next week. Rain and storms coming in Saturday, really in the afternoon and evening Saturday. Severe weather continues to look unlikely with that event. Certainly good news. High pressure for tomorrow, lots of sunshine as we get into your Friday. A few more clouds. I don't really think we're going to see a lot of rain on Friday. Saturday morning, notice the clouds on the increase, the better rain chances initially back to the northwest, but as we get into the afternoon and evening with that front, some showers move on through, even a few storms too. That should be a pretty fast moving system. We may see a shower or two linger Sunday morning, but that's out of here. And as we get into next week, overall things are looking fairly tame. Comfortable 60s and 70s early next week. There's your forecast. Sports is next. Stay tuned.
WCBI First Alert Weather School is brought to you by Emerson Animal Hospital in West Point. WCBI Sports with Tom Ebel is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
Mississippi State has a chance to make history in the 2019 NFL Draft. The record of Bulldogs drafted being 6 in 1995, that number expected to be smashed in a month. With plenty of MSU names popping up on draft boards across the country, one of its biggest stars remains on the comeback trail. Jeffrey Simmons was unable to participate in most drills at Bulldogs Pro Day today, watching his teammates go through drill after drill. Simmons rehabbing from a torn ACL he suffered working out in February, but did perform 28 bench reps during earlier in the day. It's been a trying offseason for the Macon native, coming back from injury while also answering for his past to NFL GMs. Simmons saying today he's remained as open as he can.
You know, I've been honest about the situation. I mean, just laid it on the line to the team, to anybody who asked me about the situation. So, I mean, nothing to hide about the situation. You know, it's a mistake I made it back in high school, and, you know, I regret it up until today. But like I said, you know, I've been honest about the situation that happened. I tell them what happened about the situation and how I grew from it.
He's a great player on the field and a great player and an even better player off the field. I mean, Jeffrey's the kind of guy that me and him just look towards each other the whole year, just lean on each other. Off the field, he's that guy that's going to stay out of trouble and also keep them younger guys out of trouble.
I tell anybody who's going to get him, you know, you're going to get a steal. Like, I mean, if you don't draft him in the first round, you're stupid. I mean, because he won't be around long. And when he does come back, I'm willing to bet that he'll have a Pro Bowl, Hall of Fame career.
In terms of his rehab, Simmons is off of crutches and has interviews all through the next couple of weeks with NFL teams. Alabama men's basketball wasting no time hiring its replacement for Avery Johnson. The Crimson Tide naming former Buffalo head coach Nate Oates to the same position. Oates was the MAC Coach of the Year for the past 2 seasons, leading Buffalo to back-to-back conference championships and setting a school record 32 victories this past year, winning 2 NCAA tournament games in back-to-back years. The remaining jobs open in the SEC men's basketball, Texas A&M, Arkansas, and Vanderbilt. Another trip to the Final Four remains 2 wins away for Hail State hoops. Mississippi State arriving in Portland, Oregon today for preparing for its Sweet 16 matchup. WCBI Sports' Courtney Robb is also making the trip to the Pacific Northwest. Somewhere in the country, Courtney joins us on her travels. Courtney?
Thank you, Tom, and welcome into the Salt Lake City International Airport, where we are continuing on the United States tour of the NCAA tournament. This time around, we're following the Mississippi State Bulldogs as they are headed to the Sweet 16 in Portland, Oregon. It's been a long day for me. Started in Columbus, went to Atlanta, now we're in Salt Lake City, and we still have one more flight to go before we get to Portland, Oregon. But Mississippi State making it for their 4th consecutive time back to the Sweet 16. They have practice as well as media availability tomorrow. Make sure you're following WCBI Sports. We'll be bringing you the latest information from the entire weekend. That's going to do it for me here in Salt Lake City, Utah. Courtney Robb for WCBI Sports. Tom, I'll send it back to you in Columbus.
Thank you very much, Courtney. In case you missed the schedule release, Mississippi State takes on Arizona State at 8 p.m. on Friday, with Oregon and South Dakota State tipping off at 10:30 for the Sweet 16. It'll be a fun time. That's it for sports. Last look, your weather is next.
It's been pretty in the weather department. Just one little hiccup there on Saturday. Some rain, some storms. It doesn't look like any strong or severe weather is likely with that. The front will move on through. Pretty nice for a good chunk of them next week, too. And a lot of sun tomorrow. Friday, we're back into the 70s here. Smooth sailing.
Yeah.
In general.
And it's not going to, you were saying it's not going to rain all day Saturday.
Probably not, but fairly dry in the morning, but more rain in the afternoon.
All righty. All right, thanks for joining us, everybody. Have a good night.